Welcome to another episode of, and this is the first installation of our recaps. Let me just get me up on the full screens there. As you see, this is our first week of the SAPL. There's already been some tense encounters, a lot of things happening in the group, in the groups. But yeah, this is a one-stop shop to catch up on how the league table is looking, what results were notable, what are the stats of the players going into week number one as we go things. But as usual, as you guys will know, I got two co-hosts with me. So introducing the first co-host who's been helping me with New Gen since last season. He's a familiar face. He's also got his own branded sticker in the groups now. Let's say hi to James.
What's up, everybody? Hope the men are doing well.
Yeah, how does it feel to have your own sticker in the groups?
Hey, bro. Yes, you were right. Quick with the stickers. And I did it on purpose. That night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some people are already saying they prefer yours to mine.
No, yours is more vibey. Yours is much more vibey.
Diplomatic answer, thank you. And then my second co-host also needs no introduction. You guys know him as the Don of Old Gen. He's here to bring the heat and to keep you covered on the Old Gen side. Say hello, Kearan.
Yes, what's up, people? I'm so glad I don't have a sticker yet. Please don't make any stickers. Owens, please, I'm begging you.
It is not up to you, it is up to the people.
Yeah.
No, but welcome to our first week's recap. Usually we decide if the vibe dictates that we have a guest or we don't have a guest. This time around it will just be the three of us. Just getting into the swing of things. Damez, how was your first week back on the pitch?
It was difficult, man. It was not a start that I wanted. I'm sure with the team as well. Just coming back, for me, coming back to the Prem for most of my team for the first time. So it was difficult, man. A lot of emotions, a lot of crying, a lot of two sleepless nights.
A lot of Luther Vendras.
You have no idea.
At least you can say that you're either winning or you're losing. There's no in between, huh?
There's no in between, brother. It's either pain or glory. It's just that down the middle.
All right, Kearan, how's your first week been? And then just remind the guys, where are you plying your trade now? Because we've got OERs in the Old Gen. It seems like you're pulling out the same tendencies there.
Nah, but my first week was alright. I just played the Thursday though. I recapped on the boys' games on Monday, and they did pretty decent. And then Thursday was the day for me. I mean, I didn't score headers, but I was the decoy. That's all I can say. I made sure my CB scored the headers. But I even got some lekker ratings. I got like 7.0 above in all the games I played. So yeah, man, that was a decent start for me myself, and a decent start for the team. As you can see, we currently the only team without the loss in the league. So we're hoping to continue this run. And I told the guys, we can do the invincible. And then Marcel said we can, but we have to stick to our roots and we need to stay consistent. So I'm looking forward to next week's games and further in the league.
Yeah, man. So we move on to at least looking at some of the results of the first week, where everyone is sitting on the table, who's doing what. Just to remind everyone that it's just the first week of the Prem, so how the table is looking now does not really say that this would be it going forward. If we started, who's first? To no surprise, Zamalek with 18 points, starting off very, 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 very well. 22 goals they already scored in their first week, so that's in 4 games. All 6 wins, no losses, and only 4 goals scored against them. So the mighty Zamalek said, "We're throwing hands immediately, straight off the line. In second place, hey, we love to see it. As you know, I was rooting for these guys last year, Dustin and Kearan. I was speaking about, we know the little drama that unfolded with some bands being thrown out here and there. But the boys pulled through in second place, RBZA with 16 points. So well done to them, man, on a great start in the week. I hope the player that caused an issue, which was Groovy Boy, that we know was worth all that effort. But with good results like this, maybe he was, man. Maybe he was. And in third place, winners of last season's championship. Seems like the boys really did deserve to come through to the Prem, and it shows in their results. So congratulations to them as well on a great first week. We have Knock Knock MF in third place with 16 points. They just had 1 draw for the week and 5 wins. So good consistency for their first week in the Premiership. Man. So the Owens go back to back top half of the table. Well done to them. In fourth place, we have VSQ Ballers with 15 points. For them as well, they just suffered 1 loss in the week out of their 6 games, but they won the remaining 5. I see there as well 30 goals put forward. So the boys are always keen to score at Ballers. We know that's what they always do. 4 goals scored against them as well. I guess we'll see in the results who that loss came from. We'll see. Moving on to 5th place, the mighty Traumatic X, the all-star team, the Avengers. They go by many names. Public Enemy #1. There's a lot of things going there, but they're pulling through with some results at least, man. For them as well, just a 1 loss in the week. But the remaining 5 games they won as well. In 6th place, we move on to DSG Beasts. I guess kind of shaky for them, for the quality that they put out, but it's still good. Must remind ourselves as well that it is really the first week, but 6th place is very good, man. So in 6th place, we have DSG Beasts with 11 points. In 7th place, we have City Lads with 10 points. If we move to the bottom half of the table, where pain is, take a breath before I speak about this. Sorry, I'm just, it's just triggering.
It's a little bit deep there, you say. You got to get some stuff off your chest.
It's just some triggering.
You just got to channel your inner Omarion from high school. You got to be like, my icebox,
Got this icebox where my heart used to be. I'm so cold. And not Cole Palmer's one. I'm really in a cold corner. I laugh at it. I laugh now. You got to laugh at it now because you got to laugh at your pain in order to heal. I believe that's the process. Anyway, before I move on to the bottom half, shocking year, and I almost didn't mention it because I didn't see it. Checkmart's in 9th place with 8 points. So a bit of a shaky start from them, but again, it's just the first week, so you don't know what could happen. Sometimes you just gotta push through that first week of jitters, and it gets easier from there. Well, at least I'm hoping in my case. So if we move to the bottom half of the table, we got newly promoted as well, 11 Gents in 12th place with 7 points. Dusty's Fear Nobody in 13th place with 6 points, newly promoted as well. Vaseline Boys in 14th place with 5 points. 15th place, we have Two Touch with 4 points. Shocking for me, but in 16th place, we have Celestial Dragons with 4 points. The thing about Celestial Dragons that we know as well, Dustin and Kearan, is that even if sometimes they do have a slow start out the gate, but they eventually start building some momentum from there. So I don't think they'll stay there for very long. If there's one thing we know about Dragons, regardless of them losing a lot of their core base players, they still can pull it through, man. Tash has some unique way of getting his boys to band together. So he's throwing some sauce in there, some spice.
No, you see, in our new era, as you know, the SAPL podcast, where we now go to YouTube and we go to Spotify, we now gotta remind the guys that, YouTube, you can see the table nicely fleshed out here in front of us. For the podcast listeners, we will have these cues where we remind you guys, because you can see all the expressions, the salt, that Damez is talking about the sprinkling of the sauce. But I think to latch on to your point about Celestial Dragons, is that they lost their 2 key centre backs in Van Ocean and Sylvain, and those 2 the stalwarts there at the back for them, and then obviously they lost Trav as well, who plays his trade at Le Bleu. But like you said, pre-season is rough in terms of getting guys to come on and practice, which contributes to these slow starts and things. But yeah, we will start applying the magnifying glass at mid-season and after mid-season and see what those baby dragons are made of.
The boys that just came up as well. I guess we'll see. Oh yes, that's an important note that you put in there, is that some of the baby dragons were promoted to the big dragons team. So of course there's a lot of chem building to be done there as well. But like Dusty said, Tash has something that gets his guys riled up and start picking up points from there. Maybe they just get better at crossing. Sometimes you gotta just warm it up.
Stop stalling, Damez. Who's in 18th place?
And I tried to stall extremely hard. I thought we were gonna move on. I thought you were gonna say, let's move on to the next division. Anyway, moving on. In 17th place, we have OG Samba Kings with 4 points. In 18th place, try and say it without crying. In 18th place, we have Le Bleu with 3 points. It's been a very, very shaky start to the Prem. Monday, losing all of our games, and it was fairly close games. It's not games that were, where you're getting smacked or you're getting bullied. It's just fine margins, man. Some games, sometimes some things just being unlucky, and so it was close ones. On Thursday we had a very, very close game, but surprisingly it was traumatic. It was 2-0, but we were competitive. I expected them to walk over us, but the boys tried to fight as best as they can, coming from a sad Monday. So yeah, hopefully we'll see what happens there. We got our first 3 points at least, so by beating the Samba Kings by I think it was 5 goals to 1. The other games were like losing by 1 goal, and it's depressing, man. But let's see what happens. Moving on to 19th place, we have TMT as well, with 3 points for them. And in 20th place, we have Snake Pits FC with 3 points as well. I see for the bottom three, it's more or less the same thing. Bad run of games, I guess, for the first 2 nights. But hey, let's see, man. Sometimes, like we were talking about Celestial Dragons, but with every other team as well, they're like a car in winter where you got to start it and walk back into the house while it warms itself up, you know? So, or at least that's what I'm saying to myself for the pain. So,
Yeah. Let's start looking at some of the results there. Like as you mentioned, some key ones. Anything that stands out to you? Let's look at 10 p.m. Thursday games.
Yeah, man.
Ish.
Some good games here. Some very good games here. One that particularly stands out there for me at the start. I'm just going to mention it because you're giving me stick as well. Zamalek and Fear Nobody. 6-1. At least you got a goal. At least you got a goal in shape. A goal counts, and it's hard to score goals. So at least you got a goal in there. How was that game, Dusty? How was that game?
See, it was a bit of a tricky one because I'm not sure what Zamalek's approach to the game was. Because in the first half you couldn't separate the two teams. Zamalek was struggling to play, like they could still hold position, but FNB were matching them strength for strength, getting out of the press, creating a couple of chances, and scoring. So I think Zamalek took offense to that in the second half because, if I'm not mistaken, we went into halftime 1-1. So there was a result on the cards, and the boys were obviously feeling quite confident at that stage. But then the train started rolling, and Enzo started showing his class. And you could see with every goal scored, it's just one of those things where the guys are trying, but you can't battle chemistry on that level like overnight. Because obviously we've been preparing to, still be in the championship, finishing sixth last season. And the season preparation changes so quickly. And then you've got to start facing some Prem teams every night, and the friendlies now get tougher. And you got to kind of step up. So I think from a first week's perspective, I'm very proud of the gents. They took a point of Cyber Brothers. Their only 2 losses are to Ballers and Zamalek, which you would expect us to lose to. And the other games in terms of, I think it was Elite and Dragons, where we also got points off, where we had chances to win the game, but unfortunately turned it into draws. So promising start. Big scores that we lost to Ballers and Zamalek. But as far as competing against the other teams go, quite well done from the gents.
Yeah, man. It's never easy. Like you were saying, preparing for the championship and then being pushed into Prem. And it's a whole different mindset you got to adjust to, especially for, I guess, for players who have not played in the Prem. I think also with my team, it's the same dynamic. There's those of us that come from the Prem I've been playing there for so long, and we're used to the press and we're used to having limited space. Whereas in the guys that don't come from the Prem and come from championship or whatever it is, are used to being able to cook, and now it gets taken away just like that. So you just got to get used to it, man. But if we move on to some of the other results as well, Knock to Vaseline Boys 1-1, considering where Knock is on the table and where Vaseline Boys is at the table. I'll say that this was a good turn for Vaseline Boys. I mean, to get a 1-1 draw from them, that's well done. And for No Chance as well, beating the all-star get-together as well of Cyber Brothers, 3-0. Well done to the No Chance guys. I could imagine that probably must have not been very easy considering the quality that Cyber Brothers has in their team now. So well done to those guys, man. Well done to pushing there. City Lads beating TMT 4-2. Checkmarks 4-1 to Snake Pits. Traumatic and LeBlanc, of course, 2-0. I explained that game to you guys. If we move on to the 10:30 games as well, Cyber Brothers and Fear Nobody going to a 3-3, a 3-0 draw there. Again, well done to Fear Nobody there as well, because that Cyber Brothers team, man, a lot of quality in that team. That could have not been easy, and to go bar for bar with them, pound for pound. Well done to you guys, Dusty. That was a good ton of events. And then we see VSQ Ballers getting the better of Chillmatic by 4 goals to 1. I wish I was in the party chat to hear what the Ballers guys were speaking about, because as we know, last season Chillmatic getting some good results from Ballers. We saw the back and forth banter here and there. So the Ballers guys must have had. I wish I was in that party chat just to listen to what was going on there. So, but well done to Ballers, man, and I guess to Traumatic as well. It must have been a tight game. If we move on, also to the 11 o'clock games, the games that stand out there as well. No Chance were on a good run, but of course they went down to Traumatic by 2 goals to 1. So Traumatic pulling 1 through there. Zamalek versus Checkmarks. Zamalek getting the better of them by 3 goals to 0 there. Bowlers against Fear Nobody, 6 goals to 0. But Dusty spoke about this earlier. And then DSG Beast getting a good result again from the well put together Cyber Brothers team there. So Cyber Brothers, especially on paper with the team that they have, I'd expect them to be getting much better results. But we must also keep in mind that we got to build Kim, and like Dusty was using the example of Celestial Dragons. No matter the players, with Celestial Dragons and Fear Nobody, no matter the players and the names that you have on paper, they still got to learn to play with each other. Pause. No Diddy intended, but but they still got to learn to play alongside each other. That's what I was going for. If we move on to Monday's results, ones that stand out there, DSG Beast and No Chance going to a 1-1 draw. I'm sure that must have been a very good game as well. RBZA, the RBZA boys beating VSQ Ballers by 2 goals to 1. RBZA said, "Hold my beer, we're coming through. We're coming through this season." So, well done to them. Let's see if they can keep up that consistency. I mean, they have the quality for it. So, I guess we'll just gotta watch it unfold. If we move on to some of the notable games from the 10 fixtures, Knock Knock, 2 of the new promoted teams going against each other in 11 Gents and Knock Knock MF. Knock Knock getting the better of them by 2 goals to 0 there. Dragons and Fear Nobody going to a 1-1 draw, as Dusty explained earlier as well. Fine margins, but I'm sure that was a very close game as well. Checkmarks and RBZA as well, playing to a 1-0 draw there. Cyber Brothers and Zamalek. Zamalek getting the better of them by 2 goals to 0. Other ones that stand out there, I mean, look at Ballers, 7 goals to 0 for Snake Pits. I guess Snake Pits getting going through memory lane of last season and catching the same scores. That must be tough, but unlucky. And look at, if we move on to the 11 p.m. games, Fear Nobody getting a big result there, a very big result against Checkmarks by 5 goals to 1. So congrats to Dusty and the lads there. That is a big result, because Checkmarks is a big team. They've always been one of the big 5 or big 6. So congratulations to the gents there as well, pulling something out the hat there. RBZA going to LeBlanc, 4 goals to 2. DSG Beast getting the better of TMT by 3 goals to 1. VSQ Ballers with the 9-0 to the OG Samba Kings. So the big scores have started to tally themselves. It's going to be interesting. If you are not ready, you are going to catch it. So prepare yourselves. Make sure that you come with all defensive shields up.
Yeah, I think those two results were inspired by the loss to RBZA. Because I mean, if you are one of the top four and you lose your first game out of the gate, especially to a team maybe that you feel you shouldn't be losing to, then the shackles come off and you're like, okay, the next two teams are going to pay for it. Poor Sambaki. They just came back. They just reformed and they, morale is high. And they're like, yes, we're back in the Prem, boys. Let's show these guys what we can do. And then, pop, 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 pop. You get whacked like an OVO. 9 goals, 2-0. All right. If we move on now, some good stuff from the Premiership in week 1. If we move on to the Championship, as we can see, the Nyovi boys coming from old gen onto new gen, showing who's boss, showing that they belong in the Premiership with a good first week, winning all 6 their games. So they're sitting in first. Baby Shark CF, another team that has also come out of nowhere. I think I can't remember what, I think it's Miokupa they were previously. Baby Shark, interesting team name, but they be singing at the top of the log there in second place, Baby Shark, do. So maybe that's the thing, they be singing in the opposition's ears if they're watching the stream. Nonetheless, Local Life Gaming, some good strides, being seen good activity on their socials, recruitment of players in third place, 5 wins out of 6. Your boys, Supreme Gaming, not at the bottom or in the middle of the table anymore, sitting in 4th with 5 wins out of 6.
Electricity is nice.
Hey, a GNU. Keep it up, boys. Keep it up. GNU. Peacemakers FC with in 5th place. Also good stuff on socials. I would recommend you follow those guys on TikTok. They do good work on that side. Catalans 11 in 6th. Africa Unite in 7th. AZ Malukas in 8th. MSK ZA in 9th. Then we've got Team Elite to 30. In 10th, Footy Kings in 11th. In 12th place, Sama Kamalaode in 3rd. These team names are so suspect, man. Over there in 13th place. And then the last 3 places, 18th, 19th, and 20th, are occupied by Wolfgang FC, Kamikaze FC, and unfortunate to see, as it is one of the legacy clubs in the SAPL, the Red Knights in 20th position with no points on the board, 21 goals conceded and only scoring 7. At least not the lowest scorers in the league. That honor belongs to Kamikaze FC. And I would still love to know that how a team in 8th place can score 7 goals and take 10 points and be in 8th. 7 goals, 9 goals conceded. So you can call them the Mourinho boys, making sure they get their 1-0s, their 2-1s. Very good defensive all-round performances from those guys. Other notable things is Ken Yovi, 33 goals in 6 games. Baby Shark conceding 1 goal in their 6 games. So only one team being able to score against them in 6 games, which is quite impressive. And then Africa Unite stinking up the top 10, conceding 17 goals, but still managing 7th place. So interesting, I would say. If we look at some of the results for those guys, I'm just going to go straight to Monday. Production value, etc., etc. Rockstars FC versus Blue Lions 7-4. Footy Kings and Wolfgang playing to a 3-all draw. Kenyovi beating Jaeger by 5-0. 10 p.m. 10:30 games. Baby Shark beating Malukas. Now you see, Baby Shark beats Malukas Monday 10:30, 6-0. So that means if you take that 6 off the 9 conceded, they only conceded 3 after this and scored 7. So now it starts to make sense. But yeah, Local Life Gaming 5-0 against Rockstars FC. MSK beating Summa Cum Laude by 3-0. So no distinctions for the Cum Laude boys there. Supreme Gaming beating Kamikaze by 4-0. Africa Unite beating Blue Lions by 6-2. Baby Shark beating Footy Kings by 4-0. Peacemakers with 7 goals to put past Red Knights, so 7 of the 21. Congratulations to them. If we move on to Thursday's games, Baby Shark beating Blue Lions. So Blue Lions seemingly the whipping boys so far, getting smacked for the second time by 6 goals. Kenyovi beating Rockstar 6-1. Local Life Gaming beating Africa Unite 6-0. Sapiente and Jaeger playing to a 3-all draw. 10:30 on Thursday, Baby Shark beating Local Life by 5-0. So they're showing who's the boss in the top 3 battle. You might be third place, but second place gonna whoop that.
Catch these hands.
Summa Cum Laude beating Red Knights with distinction by 4-3. Peacemakers beating Supreme Gaming by 4-3. Kenyovi putting Wolfgang over the knee and whooping them by 8-0. And then the Hook Tour beating Rockstars by 6-2. Yeah, that trend. I don't think any place or anything is immune to it. It's gonna be there. One person or one thing that's gonna be gotta spit on that tang. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then I look. Oh, we got 2 Super League ones. Hey, my man, these leagues are growing. So for the Super League ones, we're just gonna look at the tables because obviously there's no time limit. But we don't want you guys to be sitting driving, having to drive for 50 kilometers so that you can listen to a 1-hour podcast. So yeah, appreciate the guys who are playing us in their radios, listening to us in the gyms. It's always nice to hear that feedback. So thank you guys for that. Getting back to Super League 1. Inzanami FC at the top with 18 points, 6 games out of 6. Mother City, second place, 5 wins out of 6. Don't Press FC in third with 4 wins out of 6. No Chill Boys in fourth. SAPL Battalier, where our boy Shane Nicholson, shout out. He's residing at the moment. EX West in 6th. If we look at the bottom of the table, there's already quite a gap that is starting to form at the bottom. With La Lepra in 16th, 5 points from safety. And the 2 teams who have no points so far, Raiders AFC and Outcasted FC. Raiders showing that you can rebuild the team and have hope for the future, but the reality might still be that you're going to get slapped. So,
wow.
Pause.
You get the success story, and then you got to have an example for the other side. Unfortunately, it's up to you where you stand. I'm not trying to shoot any shots or get any enemies over here. We objectively covering. So I could be doing this to throw Matic to ballers, but they win their games. Unfortunately.
Sometimes they take it personally. Sometimes they just choose to pick the phrase. It might be easy, might be hard.
And then what some some guys would call the better Super League, and they would call the other Super League the Paswali League, because here we've got Italy, which is the former Bari Biscuits. They rebranded and started again at the bottom. If my intel is correct, maybe it's not, but we will operate that it's correct at this time. SAPL journalists, please help me out there. Unleashed FC in second place. Also, old legacy SAPL team coming back to show the boys who's boss, but they've already lost the game. So, yeah. I think not everyone wanted to play in the lower leagues just yet. Or maybe they're just vibing. Aziz, Zhao, or any of the guys there, just let us know. What's the vibe at Unleashed? Since you guys are back, are you going back to take your status of top 6 back, or are you just having fun?
And it's funny.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I had my ear to the streets for, but I'm not sure if this is public knowledge, but Unleashed and TMT was supposed to go through a merger. I don't know what happened there, but it seems by seeing Unleashed here, it seems that didn't work out.
Let me show you why it didn't go through. That's why.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. You came for violence. You came for violence tonight.
For our
Dusty said
podcast
tonight is a
listeners, this was just me pointing out the fact that TMT is in 19th place in the Premiership at this point. So, yeah. So making sure our podcast listeners don't miss out on the shots being taken on a virtual platform. Nonetheless, going back to that table, Festive AS in third, X Football Club in fourth, Samba SC in fifth, PE Boys representing boy in sixth place. If we go look at the bottom of the table, we've got Black Power in 15th, we've got Super Strike in 16th, and then Sporting Cape Town in 17th place. Not sure if we have some results outstanding here, but boys, if your results are outstanding, get them in. You know what's going to happen if you don't get in, no draws. But maybe that's the only way that some guys are going to get points, so... yeah. Anyway,
Let's claim.
You never know what the motivations of the guys are, but you gotta keep an open mind. That's it for the new gen side, Kearan. Just let me know. Do you want me to control, or you're gonna bring the screen up?
Now you can control that. Don't stress.
All right. Old Gen Premiership. What it do?
Old Gen Premiership. Right. As you can see, Celestar FC going 6 wins in their first week, and they have 31 goals to show for it, and only 9 goals conceded. It was a very great week, in my opinion, for us. I'm hoping we can continue this run. And in second place, we have the team that came back to show that the other teams that they can still do it. Whiteman 11 in second place, losing 1 game, but sitting on 15 points, only letting 5 goals in and 15 goals scored, which is a decent start for me. In third place, I never thought I'd see today, but Royalty in third place on 15 points, 20 goals scored, and they only lost 1 game. I'd say it's a surprising start, but also not, because with all the signings they made and the new signing they made, I'd say I'd see them fighting for top 4, if not for the title. In fourth place on 13 points, we have RBZ Evo. After losing out on Keanu, they still showing that they have a fighting spirit. 4 games won, 1 game they lost, and another game they drew. In first place, a newly coming Prem team, who let us cook on 13 points. In sixth place, we have Serious Stuff on 13 points. The Lads FC, after winning the Prem yesterday, I wanted to say yesterday, after winning the Prem last season, they fell a bit short in the first week, losing out on 2 games. Only 7 goals conceded, which is good, and then they have 4 wins, 2 losses. In eighth place, the newly named Galacticos, which was named Saints Row the previous seasons, on 10 points. In ninth place, another newcomer to the Prem. In ninth and 10th place, we have 2 newcomers, Hustlers FC and Kid Clan, both on 9 points. Both lost 3 games and both won 3 games. In 11th place, we have 051 Siwilele, also on 9 points. Edge Lords or Cross Lords, I must say, also on 9 points. So it's tough out there. In the middle of the log. Edge Lords getting the better of Jabronis. Edge Lords coming freshly into the Prem. Jabronis having a very rough start. 3 losses, 2 wins and 1 draw, 7 points. They only scored 9 and let in 15. In 14th place, we have Goldbridge Boys on 5 points. Simba Esports also on 5 points in 15th place. Kings 11 on 4 points. MBE FC only winning 1 game out of the 6 and losing 5 of them. Already conceding 22 goals, which is really, I won't say really bad, but like 22 goals in the first week ish, guys. Defense, you need to structure something there at the back. And then in 18th place, after losing many of their great players and trying to rebuild with new players, Mabena FC in 18th place, not winning a single game. They drew 2 and lost 4. In 19th place, we have Mayhem FC on 1 point, and then the unserious team of SAPL in last place, unfortunately, drawing 1 game and losing the rest. Guys, this is, if I can say something, this is a very tough start, because you can see some guys are putting in the work, some guys are not taking SAPL serious, aka Coloquians. And like them said, it's only the first week. Sometimes people win all their games, and then come second half of the season, you start dropping down. But everyone must just keep up, man. I'm sure everyone will stay where they are. I'm hoping we stay where we are. But yeah, man, if we can go on to some highlights, some notable match features. Alright, on Monday we have Hustlers beating Siwilele 4-1. We have RBZA winning Coloquians 2-0. We have Royalty showing why they should be in the top 4, beating MBE FC 6-2. Celesao also getting a win over Mayhem FC 4-2. Simba Esports and Huletas Cook going into a 3-all draw. Whiteman 11 beating Jabronis 4-1. If we look at the 10:30 games, we see Selakau beating Edgelords 4-2. Coloquians and Kings XI going into a tough game there. Kings XI getting the better over Coloquians. MBE getting a win over Jabronis 3-0. Whiteman beating Hustlers FC 2-1. We have RBZ Evil beating Who Let Us Cook 3-1. Then if we go to 11 p.m. games, Who Let Us Cook getting the better over Edgelords 3-1. Celesao smashing Kid Clan with 7 goals, and RBZA smashing Kings 11 with 5 goals. Goldbridge Boys and Mayhem FC going into a 1-all draw. Samba Esports getting the better over Coloquians in a 3 goals over 2, 3-2 match out. Thursday's games. Let's see. Here, Wule Tasku put 8 past Coloquians. Damn, that. But now you can see why they're unserious, because if you're letting 8 past without scoring one, is we can see some Celesao getting the better over Samba Esports 6 goals to 1. Guys, that game was tough for me personally, because I had so much corners now. I just had everything on target. Like the AI goalkeeper was on smoke, brass. He had something against me. Then I became the decoy CB. I let all the balls go past me, and our CBs were scoring headers. I think I have a curse on me now. Anyway,
Now you see, a lot of people won't have that grace and humility about them. They'll continue to demand the corners, and they'll be like, I'm the guy here. You see, just this
yeah,
keeper is too good. Like they don't realize at the end of the day that the chances might not come again. Maybe it's best that you fake and someone else gets the shine. One night it can
definitely,
be you, another night it can be your fellow CB. So, guys,
definitely.
this is the perfect example of humility and the perfect example of let everybody eat at the table so that we can win by 6 goals to 1 you.
One thing I can say, even though I didn't score headers that game, defensively I was masterclass. Samba Esports and they over the top and they crosses. Aye, aye, aye. Not past the center back. I'm sorry, guys. Some more, if we look into more notable results, we see RBZ also getting a 6-1 win over Goldbridge Boys. Um, Whiteman beating Kitgan 3 goals to 2. If we go into the 10:30 p.m. games, I know there's one that I want to look at there. There's definitely one. But if we see there Coloquians and Goldbridge Boys, a 1-all draw, serious stuff picking up a win against Sabronis FC. 0-5-1 Siwilele beating Edge. Yo, Edge Lords is getting defeated a lot, young. I haven't
For the
I haven't
bus.
looked I haven't seen any of their wins, but sure. Yes.
You remember that song, Debs?
Yeah. I do.
Uh,
Was it
uh,
it's close, Dusty, that we watched? Was it a cup semi-final or
yes,
final that we commented with that big bus that they have, where the strikers even defend outside the
yes,
box?
yes, yes, yes. Is that? Is them? Yes,
So
correct.
that's not working.
So here's the result I want to look at. Celesau versus RBZA on a 10:30 time on a Thursday. Now that game, the first half, gents, useless. Goals were flying in. I'm telling you. We score, they kick off, they lose the ball, and we score again. And then, and I think before the first half ended, the score was like 3-1, 4-1, something like that. And this is the game where they cross to me, I header, the keeper saves. And I was like,
Yeah.
other CPs, I'm gonna be a decoy because I know Kratos likes to stay on me. So I'll be decoy and then you guys just dunk on the other CPs and score. And I remember we scored one corner where I was the decoy. I literally ran and the ball flew past me and then we scored off that. But it was a tough game. It was just that RBZ came into the game way too late. They came into the game like 60 minutes into the second half, so unfortunate for them. And they played against Keanu. Keanu credit on them, which I was happy for. So yeah, and then some more noticeable results. We see the lads thrashing Samba Esports 7 goals to 1. If we go to the 11 p.m. games on Thursday, we see Royalty picking up their first loss of the season, 3-2. Edge Lords finally getting a win that I can see. They beat Coloquians 5-2. Kid Clan also getting a win over Goldbridge Boys, 5-2. Mabena FC and Kings 11 going into a goalless match. I don't know how you don't score, guys. We need to score, yes. So even if you just score one goal and be like, look at score one goal, control the game. That's it. I won't say it's easy because it's not easy, because you can score now and want to control the game, and then the opposition's like, nah, gents, let's press. And the more you keep the ball, the more they press, and eventually you lose the ball and you can't see it. So, but at least one goal, man. We see.
Put some respect on Edgelord's name. I don't know if you called this result out.
Oh yeah.
The bus works. Even when there's a lot of lads that get on the bus works.
Then I don't know when we play them. I don't know. I think it was a friendly or something. They don't have one bus anymore. Their wingers are tall. Their centre mids are tall, bruh. Everyone is tall for no reason. I'm like, what? And
So
every
I
time
double
they
take the
play,
bus.
triple decker, bro. Not even double.
Guys are making me hungry now. Shameless plug for the pizza. Triple
But
decker. Yay!
what I wanted to say is, what worked for one team might not work for you, you know. So if they're crossing and their tall players work for them, GG's to them. But it's not gonna help, because if you face people like Whiteman, Celesau, they come prepared for all the crosses, all the over the tops, all the corners and all that. So yeah, but 12 on the place on the log is not bad for someone that's coming newly to the Prem. I'll give that to them. Like we said, it's only the first week, and 9 points. 9 points to show in the first week is really good for a newly Prem team, you know.
I think wasn't Hustlers also catching some heat because they were touting themselves to be up there, the title challenge. I think, what did they say? Top five.
Yeah,
But
I think
as
I think
Dames, yeah.
I think they played the lads this first week, and then I think they lost to the lads, and after that loss here, that old gen group, Jesus, that was, you just see the lads players trolling. I killed them whole time. I was like, yo guys, it's not it's sad to be used at this moment. But yeah, man, Atlas is a good team, guys. Let's not count them out.
All right.
Right.
So if we think about things, right, or let's just go back there to that Premiership times, because I think, like we said, with all the trolling happening on that old gen side, it's only week one. They must remember to stay humble, as we've been saying from the end of last season coming into now. You gotta remain humble. You might be told to sit down. So. Yeah, I think 3 wins for the Edgelords, 3 wins for Hustlers. Kid Clan also featuring in there with 3. Siwelele also, showing some backbone, not rolling over to the big guys. Let's put some eyes on them as well. Because I think everybody's tired of picking on Durban Josie now, and they're not in the Prem anymore. So they need to find new teams. Maybe Mabena is going to become one of those now. Anyone need a player? Mabena. Yeah, so I mean, if we then go and we translate into the championship and who the next batch of teams are to come into that toxic Premiership, FC Chemistry seem to be doing good things. Team Supreme, I see them in SNL every weekend.
Yeah.
Or at least very often. So seems like all that play for them is going well as they sit on top of the table. Bruno Gimme Rice. I still want the explanation for that team name.
Please, man.
Maybe we need to target them, Kearan, for a podcast feature so they can explain. Like we were always wondering about FCF on Eugene.
Sliding into their DMs after this.
Yeah, my thing is this: if you look at the championship and you know Brotherhood FC, you always see either in the run up to the season or towards the last bit of that transfer market, not the season, the off season, you see the signings flooding in. We signed this guy, that guy, this guy, and now the last big signing that they made in the form of Big Nick Smith. And they are still in 10th. Tian, my friend, you maybe that's why you're not sending your transfers to me anymore. Maybe I'm the voodoo who was like, in my DMs, he said, I was still playing golf the one day when he was sending me these transfers and stuff. So maybe it's like, this guy is busy. I must send it to Issy now. You know, he's losing a bit, so let me send it straight to Issy. Okay. The share screen is gone though, so I'm just gonna stop that for now.
Okay.
But yeah, just bear with us, the guys who are on the online recording that will see this. So Team Supreme, Bruno Gimme Rice, FC Chemistry in 3rd, ZA14 in 4th, Local Boys in 5th, the Originals in 6th, Mkokotlo in 7th, and then the bottom of the table. Let's see, where's our Durban Josie? Durban Josie's in 15th, guys.
Half on these streets.
Durban Josie's in 15th, guys.
That name, I've been telling them from last season, change that name.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what we've got from regards to the Origin in terms of Prem and the championship side. I think that, from a first week perspective, we look happy in terms of results and the table. There's no, maybe like with Mabena and the Premiership being as low as they are, but Kearan naming that they don't have all their players anymore, that they're in 16th, on 18th rather. It's not a place that we expected to see them. And other things like, ballers losing out of the gate, but then proceeding to smash the next 5 teams. And then, LeBlanc with some work to do, F&B with some work to do, Celesau with no more work to do.
No, we have a lot of work. We have a lot of work. Our work is to stay on top. That's our work.
Must be nice.
It must be very nice. I mean, you gotta work when you are on top.
Definitely.
Yeah, but yeah, that's it for this week, ladies and gentlemen. We hope that you guys have a great time when you listen, watch, wherever it is you're going to catch us now, on YouTube or on Spotify. Thanks for all the feedback. Please continue to send the feedback to us, especially as we transition into this live and, well, kind of live. It's not live, but you know what I mean. You'll see us and you can hear us. So we love the feedback. We like to take things on. Maybe we can start featuring some of the moments of the week over here as well. I know I got something really funny to display tomorrow in the Team of the Week stream. If it was up to me alone, that is the moment of the week. Anything in closing from the guys before we say peace out?
Go ahead, Kearan.
If you're gonna make stickers, at least get my good side, Not the bad side. I know stickers are made for jokes and so on, but don't. That's a belief, man.
We need to slant a number so you can dance. We need a dancing meme. They got one of here, they got one of Damez. It's your turn now, Kearan.
Yeah, bro.
We'll save it for the next one.
Put on U-Flame. Us a spot, and I'll dance for you, Owens. I'll do that whole sticky.
And that's where we're gonna leave it, ladies and gentlemen. It's been Damez, Dustin, and Kearan. We out. Sir.